Today I'd like to talk about Aerosmith's Walk This Way. This beat is very unique. The hi-hat pattern and the bass drum are really different than a lot of our typical rock songs that we play. So I'd like to talk to you, show you the basic beat, give you a sense of how the pattern works, breaking it down, and hopefully I will inspire you guys to play this and work on this song and enjoy it as much as I do. So, we've got basically an open hi-hat that's happening on the one of the beat and closing on the and. A lot of hi-hat patterns that we work with in the rock world typically open up on the and close on the count. So this is a little different from what that typical hi-hat pattern happens and what we typically are playing in a repeated fashion from song to song when we do use an open hi-hat. So basically the hi-hat's opening in that spot. The kick or the bass drum is playing a real skippy kind of changing feel. So we typically play a lot of repeating quarter notes and eighth note patterns on that bass drum. This is a real specific distinctive pattern. By the way, we're actually talking about the intro of Walk This Way. So this song does a lot of changes and goes into different patterns as the song moves forward. So when you're working on this song, this beginning pattern is actually just happening one time. So basically what's going to happen is we are going to play this full speed. I'm going to slow it down and I'm going to play it fast again so you can put it together. Speed on this, by the way, is 118, the regular real speed of the song. Alright, so we're going to talk about what's happening with the bass drum pattern and incorporate the hi-hat into it as well. Some technique that I like to teach students, it helps sometimes to basically figure something out and get a sense of where your pattern is at rhythmically. I find it's a little easier to work that rhythmic thing out on my hands. So if I take and put the bass drum pattern on my right hand, I throw it on the floor tom because the floor tom has a nice sense of the bass drum and sharing characteristics of the tonality. It also is easy for me to just put my hand down here and play it. If you guys want to play it on another tom or do it on another instrument in the pattern, that works out fine too. So I'm going to put this on the floor tom with the bass drum part so you can see how it's played in a visual sense and maybe help make more sense for you. So you see that the pattern doesn't have a nice, smooth, rhythmic feel. It sort of has that skippy kind of feel. That's what makes this song cool and unique with that open hi-hat on 1. One last thing, with counting this, rhythmically, we're playing 8th notes on the hi-hat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and snare drums, 2 and 4, which is half notes. When we're playing the bass drum, rhythmically it's 1, a 3 and 1, a 3 and. When we put the snare drum with it and we complete that sort of feel between the two, 1, 2, a 3 and 4, 1, 2, a 3 and 4, 1, 2, a 3 and 4, 1, 2, a 3 and 4. So with the open hi-hat, we're going to open the hi-hat on 1, close it down on the and. So we talked about that being a little bit different than the typical opening on the and, closing down on the 1. So the timing is really important in playing this correctly and making that feel solid. It works all around the speed and the flow and the feel of how this pattern works. So when we break it down with note structure, if we follow that pattern, play it on the open on the 1, close it on the and, you're going to get that feel solid and that pattern's going to flow and work. With the bass drum, we're working that pattern also around the 8th note hi-hat, and the snare drum is also becoming part of that pattern as well. So I want to thank you guys for listening and joining me in this little mini tutorial. I hope you enjoyed learning and working on this song. I hope I inspire you to go back and look at this song and work on this song like I did and improve and expand your skills, especially when working with that open hi-hat. Don't forget, I have a Facebook group. Please go and join my Facebook group. I am posting Walk This Way in its entirety from beginning to end, so that song will be up there for you to watch. You'll be able to see the intro that we just showed you and talked about, and then you'll be able to see the whole song from beginning to end. I will try to come back and talk more about this song and break it down a little bit more so you guys can see some of the other things that are happening in the song. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel, check it out. I've got lots of videos up there. I do have some tutorial learning kinds of things going on as well. Hopefully some of that stuff will help you guys with some of the mysteries of playing and understanding basic technique. Also, I will be adding new stuff on my YouTube and my Facebook group, so go back and check those out on a regular basis. Come back and see me. I get new stuff coming out and being posted all the time. Thanks for watching. Out.